welcoming a new player to the game. Say hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Don't start that. Yes, Joe is going to be playing a rogue for us that might be multi-classing into an alchemist if you're still doing that.
Yes.
Awesome. If you want to, go ahead. They've already introduced themselves and their characters, so if you could introduce yourself, including what got you into gaming, what kind of games you played, and stuff like that, and then a brief background of your character.
Okay. I'm Joe. I'm played PC games forever. Playing one such PC game, I met a guy who was your stereotypical Dungeons and Dragons player, and started playing an online Dungeons and Dragons campaign with him and some of his friends. Through that, was talking about trying to find something live around town. They mentioned Pathfinder. I found Pathfinder Society, and then here I am. The character is Corbin. He is first level alchemist and rogue. He is a diplomat. Considers himself a favorite diplomat of the Decemvirate. He abhors bloodshed and prefers to, if he must fight, he prefers to injure but not kill. Yeah.
And this is week 11, because I checked my YouTube page, and there is a 10th session that was posted a week ago. So this would be the 11th session. So yeah, you've already built him as multi-class?
Yes.
So you're like 3rd level rogue, 1st level alchemist?
Yep.
Awesome. And if I remember right, everybody else is close to 5th level anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stone's throw away.
I've got level 5 built as well. So.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. So, we've already explained our home rules to Joe. We've already got everything set up. But where we last left our 3 main heroes, including the elf NPC that was following them, they were still in Thristletop, having just dropped the boss, Nala, who is currently unconscious on the ground, bleeding out, unless somebody is actually wanting to kill her. So, what are you all going to do with this unconscious, bleeding out, half demon, half angel woman?
We should stabilize her, right? I mean, bring her to jail at the least. I mean,
I'm for bringing her to jail. If you want to stabilize her, you can stabilize her.
You saw what she was able to do. Just, as a healthy humanoid, upright and fighting. She's a threat. If we try to stabilize her, if we try to bring her in, she has a chance of breaking out again. Some people have just, as much as it pains me to say it, some people have just gone too far. And at this point, she can only achieve absolution in the eyes of Abadar with accepting her fate.
but she was part angel at one time, right? I mean, there's still some way to save her.
She's had parts of a demon surgically grafted into her. She's killed a lot of people trying to achieve these goals set to her by the unholy goddess. It's too much of a threat to allow her to live.
Well, isn't that something for a judge and jury to decide? I mean, it's what they're there for, right?
I happen to be a judge.
Oh, what's the fighter's input?
If we could take her to a jail, I'm for bringing her to jail. But then again, I'm also for just leaving her here to die. Either or.
also depend on, there is the fact that the two of you, the cleric and the druid, are quite possibly very drained as far as magical resources go. I remember you saying you spent all of your channels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gone.
I don't think we should waste our magic on her.
The druid, I believe, almost spent all of her magic slots.
Yeah, I think so.
Injuries were abound.
Oh, yeah.
If
There's still a threat of something in this dungeon that they were trying to get to.
Where's the nearest prison?
Back in
I think
Sandpoint.
back in Sandpoint.
Is it able to hold her? Like, she won't break free or...
Since you have a cleric here who's able to explain how cleric powers work, as long as you take, for her channeling, you just have to take away her symbol of her goddess.
But for her to prepare spells, all you have to do is give her time. And if we take her back to Sandpoint, she's going to have plenty of that.
So if you take away her holy symbol, she can't channel whatsoever. As far as spell casting goes, she has to have at least an hour of uninterrupted prayer in order to prepare spells. Spells that also require, at the very least, depending on the spell itself, the ability to speak or do a hand gesture. Some spells require both at the same time, some are either or.
We can remove her goddess symbol, remove her hands and her tongue, and then she's...
I like this idea.
And then she won't be able to...
I was going to say bound and gagger, but whatever.
I thought I was being the inhumane one here.
So the decision on when and where our new player comes in depends on if you guys decide to, I guess, offer or tie her up and stay here in the dungeon to rest, or take her back to town, or take her back to town, rest before coming back.
I say we offer and take her back to town. Well, if we bound and gag her, she can still, get unbound and ungagged.
Besides, we don't know what those, he's pointing at the surgically grafted demon parts, have done to her. She might have some power, she might have some ability that our binding and gagging won't be able to stop. I'm not willing to take that risk.
She's beginning to look paler and paler, so it's pretty much coming down to yes or no. Or she's just going to bleed out and die.
Lucy is, unless someone stops her, Lucy is going to go over and stabilize.
If you stabilize, I am going to remove her hands and her tongue.
Do you remember what the goblins did to Sandpoint? They did it because of her. She is the catalyst behind all of this, and if you help her, if you rejuvenate her, all of our work, all of the sacrifice of those people, of those citizens, will be for nothing.
Take it easy, bro.
If you want to, make a stealth check, as if you're entering the dungeon, seeing a whole bunch of dead goblin bodies around.
But she was misguided, right? I mean...
Okay.
Bad stuff happened to her, and I just...
I'm about to make worse stuff happen to her.
I don't feel comfortable just killing her like this. I mean...
So, you guys can keep talking until you need to tell me anything. So, you go... So the surface
we can have her live
level of the
just
dungeon,
without hands, without...
there's dead goblins everywhere.
So you want to mutilate?
Yeah.
Dead goblins everywhere, some dead seagulls too that have
It's called
string tied
justice.
to their feet for some reason. But, goblins. You eventually come to an open stairwell and head down to the second level dungeon. Again, death.
Theodora comes up.
There's also an altar
She's
to
tired.
Lamatsu that
You're
you would probably
tired.
remember from any clerics explaining to
Why
you.
don't we rest?
But nothing in
Some
this
fresh
level
air.
of sheer importance whatsoever. You eventually
Come
come
back.
across the open secret entrance that leads you. And as soon as you leave the stairs, you hear them
same correct board?
You should be on the bottom half of the page. That's where the second level map is.
Zoom out.
Hey! There we go. There we go.
So yeah, you're there. They are all up here.
So,
And you can hear them just talking.
Lucy, we have to stabilize her at least. I mean, she's still going to be unconscious for a while. I mean,
For the whole trip back to Sandpoint?
we can take a small rest. We can
So what
think
do you
on
do?
this. I mean,
I'm
we
telling
should-
you, if you stabilize her,
Alright.
you already know what I'm gonna do.
You can roll a stealth check again if you want, since you're down on their floor.
In light of that,
She's not leaving here with the ability to do magic.
in light of that, the most humane thing to do would be to kill her. She's either going to live mutilated or die here.
Just think of all the people she's mutilated.
then I suppose there's really no chance, no choice or anything.
So, what do you do with her?
I guess we're leaving her to die?
No, we're killing her.
Oh, okay.
Lucy
I
walks
kill her.
out of the room.
I kill her.
Alright, you...
Oh, the party!
Yeah, you hear a voice call out from the hallway. That you came
Lucy
from.
screams and gets her quarterstaff out. Who's there?
Oh, I'm friendly.
Okay.
You know, lots of people have been saying they're friendly.
I'm Corbin. I'm a favored diplomat of the Decemvirate.
The what?
I'm Stanton Dowd, and I never cheated on my taxes. What's it to do?
You remember the Decemvirate being the signature from your letter from the Pathfinder Society.
What exactly does the Pathfinder Society want with this?
I've come seeking a particular artifact that should be in the possession of a fallen ASMR.
You mean the one we were just about to kill?
Yes.
Well, that you already did.
Oh, okay, so I killed her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Corbin walks over and, how did you kill her?
I stabbed her in the brain.
Okay.
She's not coming back as a zombie.
I was thinking execution style. You take the sword down through the rib cage, but
Corbin
works
walks
too.
over, checks her, shakes his head.
The item that you're searching for is not on her since they looted her.
There was a medallion in the shape of a 7-pointed star. Was she carrying that?
did we take that or did we leave it?
Yeah, it's on that long list
Okay.
of loot that I posted on Facebook.
Theodora holds up a long list of loot. You mean this?
we take meticulous inventory.
Yes. That. May I see it?
What do you give me?
What's it worth to you?
You do realize you're talking to a pseudo dragon.
Oh, okay.
It's a very big bag. Take a lot of time to find it.
I would be more than happy to find it for you.
Let's just give it to the man. I'm assuming you have proper identification.
I'm Corbin. Of the... I'm sure you've heard of me. Well, perhaps not. You're far from Absalom.
Isn't it the objective of an operative to not be known? If I knew
My
you...
work... My work requires me to act on my own frequently, but I am well known among people that I am sent out to
unfortunately not these three.
I guess we lost the letter in the mail.
If the society hands out any form of steel or whatnot to them,
I'm basically asking to see his badges.
So Corbin pulls out his Wayfinder,
Okay. All right.
which is the mark of the Pathfinder.
Gotcha. And Theodora, do you think that you'll be able to find the amulet?
You know nothing of... Fine. She starts finding it.
so yeah, you pull out the silver 7-pointed star amulet.
If it'll help you, we found the same symbol on a statue beneath Sandpoint.
Is that so? That's information I will be sure and pass along. I thank you. I see that you've already come a long way here.
Yes, it's been a rather interesting journey. It's been a rather long one, too.
Yes, as I was passing through Sandpoint, I heard some of what has gone on, and that there was a party that had come this way.
I'm sure you got all your news with the 2-week delay. Because when we post the videos, they're always like 3 weeks.
I haven't watched the videos,
Oh,
just so he wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
gotcha.
no player knowledge.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm being attacked by a kitty.
Kitty!
Watch out for its natural claw attack.
The trap.
So,
Frank.
It has
With-
break too, yeah.
so with Nala's body now dead, what do you plan to do from here on out? What's your immediate plan now?
I must ask you, was there a wizard with her? Beautiful dark-skinned woman.
By the name of Laya,
Yes.
former member of the Pathfinder Society, or
Yes.
applicant. Yes. We convinced her that we wouldn't touch her research so long as she agreed to leave in peace.
That was me.
So she is still alive. All right.
That always sounds like something worth hearing. Still alive.
She needs to die.
Is there anything I can assist you with? You seem to be considerably injured.
Well, we were about to rest up, rejuvenate ourselves for excavating the rest of these ruins.
Perhaps I could be of assistance. I'm a diplomat, but they also send me on missions to acquire certain artifacts such as this. I'm familiar with dungeons.
That seems to be a skill in short order.
There's also a elf ranger with them too, but she's just watching you quietly. The society may have recognized her as it's Shaylilu, or however her name's pronounced. I just go Shay. The society would recognize her as somebody who just goes around the hinterlands surrounding Sandpoint and deals with the goblin tribes to keep their numbers down. So you all want to rest here in the dungeon?
I'm assuming we're gonna try and police the bodies out of this large lobby, I want to say.
Yeah. That's essentially what it is.
Alrighty.
So you're carrying all the dead bodies up to the surface, I guess?
Do we want to do that?
There's no one here to stop you, really.
Alrighty.
So-
Yeah, get all the corpses out.
We should burn them with fire.
Yes.
We are on an island. We can't afford a burial at sea.
No fire.
Fire would take fuel, charcoal, and a attract a lot of attention. I highly doubt we won't.
Fine.
So what do you do with the bodies? Just dump them into the ocean?
I'm okay with that. I don't know what everyone else wants to do with a bunch of corpses.
You can do with the smell.
Lucy is, I don't know what a rite for burial would be, but she's saying a prayer or something.
Probably something about like return to nature and restore balance.
Perfect.
Druids! Everything must be about the forest.
Corbin stands back and looks uncomfortable.
I figured that for an assassin, you wouldn't have such a problem looking at corpses.
Sir, I assure you I'm no assassin.
You're not carrying anything that's considerably lethal on you, aren't you?
Quarterstaff.
Yeah, You see that he's just armed with a quarterstaff like the druid.
The whole point of an assassin is not to look obvious.
He is going to believe you're an assassin for the whole game now.
That's okay.
The way the way he was talking about Laya kind of tipped him off.
It's okay. They think I'm a druid. I'm really a cleric.
Corbin looks at her askance.
You are not the only one to have that reaction. Even the ranger looks at you and says, I do not know.
It makes her happy.
Corbin shakes his head.
You probably all don't need me around anymore. I mean, you have this fellow now to excavate the rest of the dungeon, and somebody should go back to town to let everyone know that you're all still alive, and that they don't have to be on high alert for a goblin attack anymore.
Yeah. By the way, I know that you've been traveling with us and haven't heard any news, but have you heard any word about the sheriff returning?
You're talking to Shay?
Yeah.
The sheriff was still gone when we all left. That was 2 days ago since we camped out in the woods.
Then maybe you passed through town?
Did you pass through town or just head straight to Thistle?
Or if he was heading from Magnamar, he may have
Caught up with them.
heard or seen something. So
Passed through town.
You would have seen that the sheriff walking around. So, yeah, the sheriff was walking around with and he had a bunch of guards from Magnamar stationed all over the town as well, ready for an imminent goblin attack.
That's a relief.
So I'll return to Sandpoint and let them know that everything up here is perfectly fine.
well, not necessarily.
Well,
they were here. We know from Pseudo that they were here looking to release some sort of creature, some sort of being.
Well, let me rephrase. The goblin threat is well taken care of. And that you're all going to continue searching for whatever this creature is. By the way, everybody in town still believes that Nala died in the fire. What should I tell them since we discovered she was alive and well and using her father's bones for rituals?
Well, there are hedge wizards and necromancers that would dabble in such activities.
So allow them to be in ignorant bliss.
If they... Do you think that they would be able to handle the truth?
A lot of things would end up making sense, like her body never had been found.
I would say don't talk to anyone until you tell the mayor first. After that, it's her call.
Very well. And she crosses over the bridge that you all repaired and takes her leave. And I guess you all set up camp?
Yep.
Awesome. So go ahead and heal yourselves and give you back all of your channels and spells and whatnot. And switch out any spells that you want to quickly. You're still playing as human, right?
Yes.
Woo!
Human.
So everybody sleeps a good 8 hours. And you're on an island with only one way around a rope bridge, but nobody's coming anyway.
But we have a boat filled with pickles and treasure.
Oh yes.
Yep.
They found pickles, and they wanted to keep the pickles,
And lots of pickles.
even though they're pickles stored by goblins.
They're pickles. I mean,
They're pickles.
come on.
Pickles are awesome.
Yeah. You're gonna drink pickle juice, make pickles, popsicles, and
Pickle gumbo,
And
fried pickle.
it looks like Wolf
Pickle
is
salad.
trolling.
Pickle
Looks like Wolf is trolling us again.
Yep.
Yep.
Our old GM who's living in Utah.
Oh, God! Why aren't I typing?
Actually, type anything. Yeah.
Hey, do you want to say anything to our old GM? Be like, hey, or you could just do an emoticon of a penis. It doesn't really matter.
He's one of the very few listeners of our recordings. He's the main reason we do the recordings. He loves to listen. He spends his time listening to random podcasts.
I think he goes to sleep listening to podcasts.
Yeah, he said that.
I mean,
Yes.
everyone goes to sleep listening to podcasts.
So, you
Hello,
all
former GM.
But
He's typing something.
He'll hear eventually.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
probably be another penis.
Booty butt twist.
Can you believe that he's a college professor of psychology?
Yes.
Not psychology, philosophy.
Philosophy.
Yeah,
He's
philosophy.
He's going to kill me for that because I always get it mixed up. Yeah, philosophy. So, you all camp out. You're all rejuvenated. You all redo your spells. The fighter is fighty. The rogue is sneaky.
Can I go over and get what is it? The leopard?
Oh, the leopard.
Yes. Make sure she's
the
okay.
fire
and
punk cougar.
bring her into camp.
Give her a pickle.
Give her
Yeah.
a pickle.
Yeah,
Oh, you didn't kill the leopard?
No.
No,
The
because
go-
the druid was the druid who had her first was a dick and abandoned her. So
Gotcha.
and our druid decided to be helpful.
Yeah.
So the cougar was still where you left it, since that was the goblin's pen
Okay.
and its home. So it's just pretty much been hanging out there, a little depressed since it was abandoned.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys still have the horse too that you saved
Yes.
from the shed.
Yay.
He's hanging out too. So you bring the cougar back to camp. She hangs out with the horse
Okay.
while you all go back down below.
Okay.
No trap finding necessary because I'm sure you all left the one trap that you know of disengaged.
yep.
Awesome. That would have been a nasty trap if you did. Like,
Yeah.
let's all go search the dungeon. Click. So, you're all back down into the room below. It still smells of death, since it's an enclosed space and whatnot.
Of course.
You only have the one other door to check, which is that one.
So, personally, I don't feel like going forward and then having to backtrack even more. I think that we should check out the second level first before we head through door number 1.
You mean the first level, the one above you?
Yeah.
All
You
the
guys
stairs.
You guys already did that.
The what?
The last time we played, we did, right at the end of the session, we did a little plow through of it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You did find an entire altar to Lamatsu.
I'm assuming we
ever
did cleansing stuff on that.
It took you a while since you were by yourself, but yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
And I'm sure you had it desecrated.
Well, let's be clear here. When Lamatsu people screw up an Abadar altar, it's called desecrating. When we screw up a Lamatsu altar, it's called purifying or sanctifying.
Even if it includes ripping up everything and smearing random stuff on the walls.
They are about chaos and tearing things up. We are about order and setting things right.
Righto.
So,
I know what Will would do if he decided to.
hey, there's a difference
Say it all
between
out.
what Will wants and what Stanton wants.
Okay. Says the man who role-played a character flashing his wang to everybody and doing the helicopter.
It worked. It worked.
That's all that matters.
So, your only
Abadar works in mysterious ways.
So your only choice is to go through door number 1.
All right.
So,
How do you go through door number 1?
Corbin checks door for traps.
Take 10.
Oh, that's right, you're doing.
Oh yeah,
Take 10.
the take 10 perception checks unless you're in battle or any form of tense situation.
Okay.
But you, with your trap finding skills, get bonuses to it. So let's plus.
So that's 21 perception.
The door is perfectly fine.
Check for locks.
The
Or does it
door.
look locked?
This door is actually unlocked.
So, marching order?
The door is unlocked, but when you open it, there's no source of lighting from inside.
Courier, do you want to head first?
Corbin.
That he's referring to you as your profession, as a.
I will be pleased to.
All right. So
Corbin.
you scout ahead. Theodora will be point. Well, not really point, but you get the idea. Stanton behind her.
7.
Linka bringing up the rear.
I need to be by you. By you.
Then we can flippity floppy this hemajabbin.
Okay.
Corbin pulls out a scroll.
I'm sure Stanton and
Beautiful.
Lucy do a couple light spells.
Yeah.
Because I still have those on certain icons. And what were you?
Okay. I was going to do a light spell, but
Well, they can only cast one light spell per caster.
Isn't it a cantrip, actually?
Well, the thing is,
Well, you can only have each caster can only have one light activated by themselves.
Oh, I
But,
didn't know that.
since I rarely ever use the weapon, I can just have the shield in one hand, torch in the other, and then use a light spell on someone else.
All right.
So, who would like to get the magic touch of light?
you can put it on an item.
But who would like to carry that item?
The fighter is raising her hand.
I
Draw
figure
my
that
sword.
since you're our scout and you are our forward eyes, having something that announces your presence like a light spell on you.
So, Stanton, you're not going to have any light spell cast upon yourself?
Quarterstaff.
No, but I'm carrying a little torch.
Okay, so the torch still gives you 30 or 15 new.
Theodora can see in the dark,
Yes.
so
Yeah, Theodora has dark vision.
Low light vision.
Low light vision. Lucy is still... Lucy I have to set in. 30 with 15. Oh, I already set in Stanton's. Linka's 30 with 15.
Oh, thank you.
She is no longer here. Corbin, were you still putting a light spell on yourself in any way, shape, or form? Or nope. All right.
do you have a way to see in the dark though, or do you just have like awesome perception? And
Well, I mean, light spell will cover
okay,
plenty far enough ahead.
alrighty.
As long as Linka or Stanton or Lucy stays within 20 feet of him, he'll get like 10 feet of light.
Okay.
Because you guys are emitting 30 feet of light. 15 of
You're
it
like an orb
is
of light
dim.
behind him. I think he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
total of light, but 15 feet of it is dim light. Which, since none of you are elves, dim light. As for Theodora, that dim light gives her extra.
Are you calling humans dim-witted? I believe that's what you're saying.
Alright, so
Corbin kind of is.
Oh.
so if Corbin's stepping into the room, somebody has to be...
I'm dim-witted too, so.
So that's there we go. And you're opening the door, Hen?
Yes.
All right.
So here's what you're stepping into as you're walking inside, and once you're able to see it as well. So far, sound and smell-wise, you detect nothing of danger. And now you got a sliver of light leading into the room. But here's what the room's going to entirely look like. It is let's see, the southern wing of this L-shaped hallway ends at a pair of stone doors carved with the depictions of two skeletons reaching out to clutch a skull between them. While to the east, the hallway narrows down to frame a circular carving of what seems to be an immense stack of tens of thousands of gold coins that rises from floor to ceiling. The edge of them are carved with tiny spiky ruins. That's what you'll all see once you start filing into the room and filling the space out with light.
Gold coins.
Yes.
Oh, shiny. Theodora kind of goes towards the gold coins.
Alright, so Theodora's going towards the coins.
Whenever we get to that point.
Corbin, which way are you Are you going to check the coins or check down towards the doors?
The coins don't much interest him, so he'll go towards the doors.
Alright. You are able to detect no traps within the room, and the doors appear to be unlocked. The air coming from it is very stale, though, and smells almost like a crypt. Theodora, what's Theodora's base perception?
Base perception 4.
She's all about the.
So Theodora can make a perception check around the coins, and anybody else who took interest in the coins can make one as well.
11.
11 and 4.
What was that roll? It was a.
It was a 7.
Touch of law, taking 11.
So 11 plus 4 is 15.
Okay.
It still just looks like a stack of coins, but when she reaches out to grab them, it actually feels like stone.
So she's over there trying to grab the coins.
But instead, it's sculpted stone.
No!
Detect magic.
Want?
There actually is a permanent image spell cast on the pillar to make it appear as if it's coins. Stanton, what's your base perception?
10.
So with a plus 10, you'll have to make a perception check too.
Alright.
Let's see if you can get higher. So Corbin is at the door.
13.
13 plus 10, 23?
No, as in 13 total.
Oh. I'm afraid not.
Corbin sees everybody's interest in it and comes over, has a look. So it's a 20. Yeah, 24.
Nope. Eventually, with all of you looking around these coins, you see that there are two thin slots on either side of the wall.
Well, when you say thin slots, do you mean like pop in a quarter and get a Coke, or do you mean like someone could shoot arrows through it?
Like pop in a quarter and get a Coke.
Oh.
I am really thirsty.
They are sized perfectly for currency.
Theodora is still scrambling at the coins.
Oh. Yeah, he starts petting Theodora. No, they're fake.
Gold!
Does any of us have currency?
Well, we have money. we have gold coins.
I say one of us pop in a coin.
You know, I remember seeing machines like this in Magnamar. My sister and I would always try to kick them to see if they'd give us free drinks.
Checking for traps. Let's get a 22.
You are able to determine that there is a mechanism of some type here, but nothing that seems lethal.
Alright. Let's see.
So you got a pair of doors that have the smell of a crypt coming out of them, and you got this thing, and you got this pillar with two slots on either side.
Do I see it? Am I able to find any way to, any way I can manipulate the mechanism? Like, can I see anything?
You can't, not really, it's all internal. What
Okay.
you can tell is, basically you were searching around enough to realize that there is something about the ground where the pillar might be able to go down into the ground. That's your way of determining that there's a mechanism here. The inner workings you just can't find.
Okay.
You know,
So-
like in Last Crusade, when Indiana Jones,
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
need
like-
to watch
Cor-
that.
Sean Connery sits down in the chair, leans back, and it
Corbin
triggers
says-
the floor to drop out.
Corbin says, if you would, please stand back.
Lucy gently and then forcefully pulls Theodora off of the fake gold coins. And Theodora is very reluctant to leave them.
But it looks like the slot's perfect size for a coin.
Yes.
Okay.
But there's two of them, right?
Yes. A gold coin to be exact.
Oh.
Okay.
So
So, can I reach both slots at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, Corbin props his staff on his side, reaches up and drops 2 coins.
You hear them drop, and then the pillar slowly sinks down into the ground. And I might have to erase some lines. So, eventually, it opens up into another room.
Small smile comes on Corbin's face and he says,
The other room that you've opened up into is another hallway that when you eventually file into it, you'll see doors up this way, right in front of you, and down below.
okay.
In fact, let's see. The door that's down below is made of stone, but has no handles. But there is an indented outline of a 7-pointed star. It's shaped covered by hollows and slits, gracing the spot where handles should be. Now, before you ask, the indentation is slightly larger than the medallion.
Okay. Checking for traps. 16.
There's no traps, but you are able to hear what sounds like talking coming from
steps to that door and listens. Let's see. Conversations is 15. To listen.
I'm willing to guess that you don't have any form of ancient language within Rise of the Runelords, do you?
No.
So what you hear sounds like a foreign language, but as you're listening to it, you start to ascertain that the same phrase is being said over and over again.
So, Corbin pulls out a scroll. Let's see, Oops. Yeah, that'll work.
No.
Corbin casts Comprehend Languages and can now understand what is being said.
All right. At first, the sentence trails off, and then you hear minor muttering, and then it picks up to, "Is upon us, but I command you remain. Witness my power. How Alanist's petty wrath is but a flash compared to my strength. Take my final work to your graves, and let its memory be the last thing you..." Trails off again. A minute goes by, and you hear the same thing being repeated.
Let's see, I forget how long this
How
lasts.
convenient.
Where is it?
Trails off like, you know how if you listen to a song under default iTunes preferences, how it likes to fade out a song and fade in the new one? That's pretty much how it sounds. There should be more to the sentence, but it's fading out and then fading back in.
What are you eating?
There's no telling.
Okay, lasts for 10 minutes. That's fine.
Little pieces of hay or something? I am very confused by you, Kitty.
Okay.
Hey,
We have a kitty that likes to eat hay.
what are you eating? What are you eating?
Corbin tells the party, it sounds as if there's some source of magic repeating a message, but the message is broken. It's in some ancient language. It must have been here could have been here for centuries, perhaps longer.
Can you repeat some of it phonetically?
Let's see.
So I get
What it is, you understand. Just get to read. No.
Okay, well, I didn't know if it was possible to determine what language it was.
he's only able to understand it as if he's learned the language, but he can't really tell what the language is.
Gotcha.
So I hear it as common now, basically.
Okay.
So is the door
Do you tell
locked?
him what it's saying?
Yes.
So yeah, you all know what it's saying.
Group hive mind. Now, is this a door that's straight across from where we came from, or
That
is
was
it
the
to
one
the
to the
north?
north, right?
It's the one that his token is right next to.
Okay. Do
And
you want us?
Take 10, checking for traps.
it's untrapped and it's unlocked.
Alright, open the door.
I have a kitty.
Alright, so when it's opened up, here's what you see. A barren room that contains an upraised dais on which sits a marble throne. To either side stands a statue of a man clutching a book and a glaive. A ghostly figure seems to be seated in the throne, an image of the same man who appears in the statues. He seems to be addressing an audience as he moves his hand about, his fingers decorated with hooked rings, but the words issuing from his phantom mouth are difficult to make out and in a strange language. You're pretty much seeing a ghostly image of guy on cover. But that means nothing to you! Ignore him!
Foreshadowing.
Theodora runs up and sits in the throne.
He's pretty much sitting in the image now.
he starts pantomiming what the image is.
Wait, Theodora? I thought Theodora was a she.
She, yes. Sorry. Theodora, she starts pantomiming whatever he's saying.
Corbin turns to Stanton and
Don't
says, "Is she
trust
always
your
like
gender
this?"
roles on a dragon.
You would be surprised.
There's no spellcraft roll necessary. This image is oozing with powerful magic,
Oozing, huh?
which is probably why it's still
Hey.
running.
Not your pencil.
Silly kitty. Silly kitty. So before I receive said rake attack, what are good places to pet?
Oh, we can pet him wherever.
Okay.
Just not his belly. Just not his
Okay.
belly.
No belly. Alright.
He does have a mat.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He doesn't like it when I try to cut him off. He's like,
that's all that's in the room is the repeating message.
Yes,
Okay.
it's pretty much an acting communication room,
So,
but the last message is still playing.
okay, so Corbin heads back out and goes down to the southern door
Alright.
and tries the medallion.
The medallion doesn't fit the hole, and even when you try turning it, even though you would think it'd be kind of like turning a small screwdriver in a big screw, it's still refusing to budge.
Alright.
There's something that needs to fit in there.
Interesting.
But you do hear the sounds of a fire pit from within.
Okay.
We haven't tried the other door. Maybe the key lies down
Yep.
there.
Try that door.
Alright.
What do I notice about that door?
Again, it's
There's still one right there.
Oh, that door. Okay.
getting ahead of yourself.
I thought because there was the other door
Nope.
down.
This is a pair of double doors. They are both unlocked and they are both untrapped.
Okay. Corbin opens one.
Okay.
By the way, his quarterstaff is also a walking staff, so he can be considered always armed.
Okay. This room contains 3 low tables, their tops covered with a strange and chilling selection of tools, saws, long-bladed knives, and objects whose purpose is not really apparent. A strange collection of bones lie near the southern table. Too many to be a single skeleton, but too few to be 2 of them.
Are they clean or do they have stuff on them?
They're just naked skeletons.
No, not the skeletons.
Oh,
the tools.
The tools.
Well,
Is there any moaning coming from a random other door?
Are they clean
or-
bones or is there meat on them?
the tools show age, but also seem clean. Like there's no dry blood or anything. on
Okay.
them. They are also exquisitely made, probably worth 100 gold each.
Oh, Theodora is totally taking all of them.
The skeleton appears to be that of a 2-headed man, with an additional partial skeleton of a smaller man growing from the small of his back.
What?
Remember what we learned before, though, about creatures being conceived near altars of Lamatsu being born with severe birth defects.
Oh, and among the tools, you find a silver and gold 7-pointed star. One surface is studded with nodules and blades. The other features a thin, curved handle.
Pretty!
The notches and blades match what's on the door.
The only insert on the door, though, was the 7-pointed star.
Yes.
Alright.
Corbin, 28 spellcraft to notice anything magical about this item.
There's nothing magical about that item whatsoever. It's just a physical lock/handle.
Picks it up.
But with a spellcraft that high, you do have faint transmutation magic hanging in the air.
Okay.
Detect magic.
Faint transmutation magic.
Alright.
You can pretty much summarize that the creature on the table was not only surgically made, but magically made to look like that.
I'm listening. Just keep going.
Okay. So,
You getting stuff out the trash?
go back to the other door.
Alright.
They hear fire behind it.
Yeah.
Key in. Give it a twist.
Alright. So, here's what you see.
Doesn't
There-
step in yet.
There is a 10-foot wide lava pit in there that's providing light.
Okay.
There is also the room is also northern corners of the room, wooden risers each hold several dozen golden candles that burn without melting, while the southern wall bears an immense carving of a 7-pointed star.
Okay.
And aside from the sound that lava makes while it's burning, it seems relatively quiet in there.
Want us to head in first?
Yeah.
Alright.
So when Linka and Stanton first step inside, you hear a voice echo out. Thank you for opening the doors.
You're welcome.
Tell me, what year is it? How long have I been trapped?
Lucy says the date.
What's the condition of your... What is the purpose behind your imprisonment?
That matters not to you.
Oh, I think it matters a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was trapped here by the enemies of my master. And now I'm finally free. And then you tell him the date and he says, I don't recognize that calendar date. Who is the ruling room lord of this area?
Lord?
None of you know a single thing of what he's talking about.
You crazy.
Would a knowledge religion check?
It would actually call for a knowledge history
Yep.
with a DC of 30.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, no.
Nothing to that.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, good luck on that at this level.
No room lords. Has it? It could have only been centuries. Never mind. You're all here, and I am hungry.
Where's the tea?
I think we should start backing up
You-
now.
You don't see anything, but you hear 4 footfalls
Where do we hear this?
coming from this direction. It's echoing all over the room, but it's definitely coming from that direction. You hear 4 footfalls.
Corbin takes the bomb and lobs it into that, or lobs it.
Right
What?
here?
Yeah.
It goes into
Oh, that intersection?
at that intersection there.
Okay.
So everything in those 4 squares takes 2 damage.
Does he get any form of save against it? I'm really not
It's
familiar
a-
with alchemists.
Reflex save of it's only a DC 12, but that's to halve the damage.
Let's see, page 27.
I guess we're not having tea then.
No, you are not having tea with this thing, especially when it
Maybe after.
A reflex save
Maybe
of
we can have
12, you said?
Okay.
Yes.
I'll step out of the room then. Yeah.
That's a 21.
So it takes 1 point of damage.
Woo! 1 point of damage.
Mosquito bites!
So,
But that would make it visible.
even from invisibility sphere.
Oh, I don't know from a
Oh shit.
Aw, dick.
Here.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
I'll allow it just because it would be. I'll allow it this time just because it would be cool. Because I'm like that. Anything that's cool. So.
Cool things are cool.
Oh. Okay.
So your bomb goes off, and since it would create smoke and dust and whatnot, that'll cause his invisibility sphere to go down. Also, he loses concentration. Because for all I know, it might have a concentration check. I'm not checking.
Oh,
And he
dick.
turns visible while glaring and snarling at you all. You all are facing down
Lucy
this
screams.
creature.
Actually, that's kind of cute.
Shit.
You're up against a larger version of this creature.
That's not cute. What is the matter with you? What?
It looks like a wolf.
Player
Fox
knowledge,
thing.
it's called a bar guest. Anything else, you all would have to make the needed checks for it. And now that we are past his ability of having a surprise round, everybody gets to roll initiative.
Gets to roll. Oh hey! I had that. Not bad as well.
14 is my.
18. No, 16. There you go.
What kind of clerics are all rolling so high?
I don't know. I shouldn't, but...
And just to get the mystery out of the way, he goes, if only that foolish woman had freed me first. Or those goblins. It took them so long.
Wait. Let me get this straight. We just took like 5 minutes out of our day to pick up a key and accidentally free you. But they were here for months.
Well, you also had to get behind that pillar, which took the whole lot of you to figure out how to make work.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Maleficara, or however you're supposed to pronounce it with this string of letters.
All that glitters is gold.
Linka, what was your roll?
It
Only
was 14.
superstars break the mold.
Yes.
What was Stanton's?
16.
And the new guy, the rogue,
17.
17 for Corbin.
What are you doing on the table?
Oh, Lucy.
Licking her paw.
What was
17.
Lucy?
His.
It's his.
His.
It's him.
Sorry.
It's okay. He looks rather feminine.
All cats look rather feminine.
Rigby doesn't.
That's why.
Given his huge jump.
Well, yeah. That's why I like how Robin Williams described them in one of his latest stand-up specials. Cats are like drama queens. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. You love Kitty. Are these yours? Blech. Hello, Kitty. All right. Initiative rolls are in. He gets to go first. I am so sorry. You're all dead now.
Yeah. Probably.
But lava. There's lava.
There's lava.
You can't really move too much around lava.
This is my go-to boss battle theme. It's from Final Fantasy XIV.
What are you sniffing?
So, he's growling and snarling at you. He gives up the fact that he's the creature that everybody above that you all killed was looking for. And now he's pissed because he just had a bomb blow up in his face.
Yeah, that would ruin my day too.
No!
Very much so.
Kitty wants to roll dice.
Play with the pen. There you go.
So,
Kitty wants to be a
he's
fighter.
So he's going to hold his ground, and he's going to rage. So now he's rage.
Way to go. Bomb out.
So raging causes him to grow even more massive.
Does he fall in the lava?
Not more massive as in he takes up more space. He's just
Oh, okay.
hulked out right now.
Because he.
And he's staring in your direction since you're the one who lobbed
Naturally.
the bomb.
Oh, great. I'm in front of you.
Lucy.
Lucy ducks back around the corner.
Awesome.
Or, oh yes, I could also
Get behind him and entangle him.
behind
Wait,
him.
what?
I'm not
There's-
kidding.
Get over here.
Here's.
You guys are two stories down in a stone statue. There's no plans for her to use entanglement.
Not to mention that we're in such close proximity that if she used entangle, everyone would be caught.
Yeah,
Yeah, this entire room would be.
but I do
Do
have
something.
a flaming spear.
Yeah.
So flaming spear.
All right. So flames.
I love
What's-
that spell.
What's your reflex? What's the
Um,
DC I need to beat on it?
16.
He got an 18. So he takes half the damage.
Okay, so 3d6. This is 2. And then Theodora sneaks up behind him.
Theodora would have to attempt a sneak check.
Not sneaking. I'm
Okay.
7 damage, so half of 7, whatever that is.
All right.
Yeah, Theodora just goes and
Half of 7 is 3. So the fireball is now in one of the 4 squares that he's taking up. And Theodora is just going around towards him.
yeah. And the full attack is that or bite
Alright.
talon?
Now, since he's such a tall creature, he has reach. So when she has to fly within melee range of him, she gets attacked.
Okay.
But he's using up his one attack of opportunity.
Okay.
This is going to hurt a lot because that's like a 19.
AC meets my AC. So
That still goes to the attacker.
Mm-hmm.
D8 plus 6. 12 points of damage while she gets bitten hard.
That bites.
I think I'm
Oh!
No reason you guys have to be dicks about it.
So now bite talon.
He's going to rage for 9 rounds, by the way. Yeah.
Oh shit. 9.
9?
Probably
No.
not.
Can you
19
do
plus 7.
something to boost up my
That's going to hit him.
Okay. And
Especially
11
since right,
plus 7.
11 plus 7 is 18. That's going to hit him too. Raging gives him a -2 to his armor class.
So I got
I
2.
can give you guidance.
Okay.
Plus
3.
4.
It'll give you a one.
Four,
It'll give you like a
6,
1
7, 8, 9,
time
10
plus
damage.
1 to your to a single roll.
Alright.
Plus 1.
Yeah. But if
Okay.
I do that round
And
after
that's
round,
my turn.
Okay.
well, I could use channel negative energy to try and deal direct damage.
That's Corbin.
Corbin will 5-foot step.
Into the room.
Mm-hmm.
So behind Linka, this way.
No, in
Nope.
front.
Right there.
Other way.
He wants to get within melee range of him. Yes.
Are we flanking?
No, unfortunately, he's backed into a corner.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't be able to get him flanked. And takes a swing. That was 14.
That was a D12.
4. Yeah, you just rolled a d12.
Oops, there's my 20. Still a 14.
14's not going to hit him. Unfortunately. Stanton.
Channel negative energy.
Channel negative energy, so he has to beat a what will save?
A 16.
Base of 10 rage gives him a +2, so 12. Yeah, he succeeds.
Okay, for half damage, so 2d6. Uh, 10. So he takes 5 points of damage.
Awesome. That brings it up to our fighter, who is able to hit him where she stands. Because of how massive he is.
I don't want to, but I'm gonna use my long sword and my short sword.
Alright.
So for my long sword, I got 12.
12 is not going to hit. You have to hit an 18 or higher to hit him.
And my
While
short
he's
sword,
raging.
I got 17.
I'm afraid not. Do you want to hero point them or no?
Would it count for both of them, or?
Sure.
Oh my god. I got 8 for my long sword. Come on. I got 21 for my short sword.
That'll hit him.
Okay, so damage. 7 damage.
Your short sword's still a regular short sword, right?
Yeah, because I haven't gotten that feature yet for my bastard sword
that
yet.
bastard sword you picked up is the +1. But anyway, it's back up to him. While you were all chinking away at him, it's just making him angrier. And now it's like... But you were the one who chugged the bomb at him and pissed him off, so he turns in your direction. He has no need to do any of that.
I need to start doing my short
I should
sword
ask
first.
before we start. How are you doing hit points? Are you doing the
Full amount every level.
full amount?
Yeah.
Give me just a second.
Yeah.
The
one time
I got it.
the one time with this group I did rolling for hit points, the fighter of the group ended up with the lowest hit points, which is something no fighter would ever want to do, especially since he was supposed to be the tank. So Wolf suggested that every level you take the whole amount of hit points you should get.
Okay, so let's see, that would be...
Okay, so this is his second round raging. He
Okay.
gets one more strength bonus. So this is a +15 to his roll, +15 to each of his rolls. Because he gets a bite and 2 claws on you. The white dice is his bite, the other 2 are both of his claws. Let's see. 19 versus your armor class.
It's...
Oops. 30. And, yeah, 19 plus 15. So, you got hit all 3 times. For a D8 plus 7 and a D6 plus 7 twice.
Don't.
13, 11, and 10. So,
are you dead?
34 points of damage altogether.
Still up.
I would be
Bad shape.
I have obscuring mist if we need to run. Just saying.
I would be almost dead if I were you.
That was his second out of 9 rounds raging. Now it's Lucy and Theodora's turn.
Seriously, if we need to run, I can cover us.
I'd say one more round.
Full strength.
Okay, what does that do?
It gives you something.
Points to your strength.
Yes, bull strength plus 4 to your strength for 1 minute per level.
So if your strength is an even number right now, you're getting 2 points of attack and damage.
It's an odd number.
So you're getting 1 point of attack and damage.
Okay.
Still get 2.
Yeah, you'd still get 2 points to attack and damage rolls
Okay.
until the spell wears off.
When it comes to my turn.
How long does the spell last?
Where did it go?
You said 1
1
minute.
minute per level.
Okay.
So 2 minutes. So many rounds.
1 minute per level. No, you're 4th level. So 4 minutes.
Many rounds.
Many
Yeah.
rounds.
Yeah,
Okay.
more rounds than I would usually carry.
And then.
So I hate about per minute spells.
Yeah. And then Theodora. There. Bite, claw.
Awesome.
Ouch. It was 10. Didn't work. Come on. That didn't. 9 plus 7.
17.
Yeah, 9 plus 7 would be 16.
6. Still low.
15 plus 7.
That will hit.
Okay. 6 damage.
And you cast full strength on Linka?
Yeah.
Alright, so Corbin.
Would have been 5 footsteps back.
Would that mean I would have had to step up to touch her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I have to.
You had
Okay, so you step 5 foot back.
Yep. And
Okay.
throws a potion and chucks it.
Alright.
You came prepared.
Or, well, makes a potion and chucks it.
So roll whatever you need to heal yourself.
That's just how I imagine.
Wait,
Like
wait.
they make a potion real quick, just like.
Like alchemists just milk themselves to make potions?
Basically.
Okay.
Stanton.
Alright,
I just imagine my boobs being a table, just. Chapin knows the life.
I wish I was able to use boobs as a table.
No, you don't. Trust me.
I just have this.
You don't.
I just have this belly.
Okay.
I lose it real quick, I gain it right back. Thank you, boobs. Sometimes it pays to be a woman.
Hurry! I'm making this potion! Keep it distracted while I'm healing myself!
I'm gonna set this vial right
By
here.
the power of
I'm
science!
gonna set this vial right here. And just hold everything in the cleavage and just.
Alrighty then.
Because
That's right. That's right, viewers. We're that classy.
Oh yeah.
Because if you were working with glass vials and you had a corset on, that is exactly what you would be doing.
Yes.
You would be pushing it into the cleavage and pouring.
If I was an
so
alchemist and I was wearing the corset.
I'm guessing that actually takes your whole turn, doesn't it?
Yes.
What am I doing? It's Stanton's.
Oh,
Alright.
Channel negative energy.
Well, basically, yes. Channel negative energy. Let's keep this game rolling.
The bombs are considered magical, by the way.
Alright. He failed that time.
Ho ho!
Yes!
Because he rolled a 3.
Thank you!
10.
Alright. You actually caused some damage to him there.
Damage reduction? Wait. We've been doing magic damage. That bypasses damage reduction.
Her flaming sphere, your channel negative energy. If he ever lobs a bomb again, her weapons are not magical though.
But everyone else
So-
has been doing magic.
But not Theodora.
So what does that mean?
That means Theodora and Lenka have just been chinking away at very thick hide. Since neither of them are magically endowed yet.
Sword.
I'm pretty sure druids have a spell called Magic Fang, where they're
Yeah,
able
and
to...
I didn't prepare it because I didn't realize. Yeah. Yep.
But anyway, that brings it to Lenka.
I'm just gonna chip away at this thick hide.
You keep doing that. Mind if I borrow this?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna do the short sword first, because my first rolls seem to suck. And they suck. Got a 9 on the first roll altogether with everything.
Nope.
Yeah, no. The second roll.
Tell me potato salad. There we go.
I got 19 on my second roll.
19 will hit him.
Would Burning Hands applied to Theodora make her attack magical?
You know, one thing I did forget is the fact that your flaming sphere has been on him for the last 2
Oh,
rounds.
yes.
2 extra.
So I need to roll 2. And since I forgot, he'll take the. Since I forgot, I won't bother with the reflex save. So roll your damage roll for him twice.
11 points of damage.
10, 11. So 11 for the first one. 4, 7 for the second one.
So 18 altogether. So he's actually taken a good chunk right now. Now that I've
Okay.
Now that I've remembered that, because I'm not paying enough attention as I should as a GM.
Or she go down the Theodora castle. She
Can't
has
move
scroll
through the lava.
or around.
I can.
That fire pit, how high is it? Or is it?
Or low.
It's just.
So you could move through it.
I could jump.
Alright, so.
I've got.
How's
One
your
thing-
acrobatics in that armor?
I've got 3 and.
Alright, so he's going to 5-foot step away from your flaming sphere.
Okay, then it's going to go after him whenever next.
On your next turn, yeah,
Yeah.
you're able to move it.
Uh-huh.
He's going to 5-foot step out of the flaming sphere, even though that's not going to do much for him. What he is going to do instead is. Do I be mean or not?
How much do you want us to not love you?
I won't be mean. So he is just going to attack Linka since you went out of attack range, being around a corner. So Linka,
Yeah.
you're getting a bite and 2 claws to the face.
Awesome. Battle scars.
30,
Jesus Christ.
24, and 29 versus your armor class.
They all beat it.
Right, so D8 plus 7 and a D6 plus 7 twice.
Oh, that's not like an enchantment on my hand.
32 points of damage altogether.
Jesus. Grasping.
Your
I have 9 HP.
Your fighter just got raped. By
Yeah,
this thing.
I have 9 HP left.
Okay, well, that determines what my
Lucy.
heals. Cure light wounds.
If I'm correct, moving a movable spell is a move action, so you can still move it as long as you don't move. So you can use a standard action to heals and your move action to make a fireball move.
If you stay still, you can heal Linka and send a fireball
Okay.
after the Bardic.
Do you need me to step back though to touch Lenka?
Well, you're
No.
right next to me.
You're right next to
be,
me.
I'll be able to move up
around.
there.
Okay.
You're right beside me.
So, no, but him.
Um,
I moved the flame sphere onto the guy and cast
Do you have
Cure
cure
Light.
moderate wounds or just?
No,
Alright.
Cure
Alright,
Light.
he succeeds the reflex save.
2, 5 damage.
So
Wait,
you
2, yeah, 3, yeah, 5
So-
damage.
And
And
roll
then
your
1
d8 for
D8.
Cure Light.
Where's the 8? This is 11.
So you 11 HP.
Um,
Theodora?
Theodora. Scroll of. Can she use scrolls?
They wouldn't really be on her possession.
Okay.
She would have to fly over to you and snatch it from you.
Hey Corbin, do you have any sort of healing spells?
Yes.
Alright. Think you could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And she's. Yeah.
So.
I'm not much good at it.
I'm still waiting for what
All right.
Theodora will do.
I'm thinking. Okay, she goes, snatches a scroll, and casts. Where is it? Burning Hands.
Burning Hands! Burning Hands is a ranged touch attack.
Yeah, so how do I do this?
Her dexterity modifier versus her base attack bonus, plus her base attack bonus. As if she was making a ranged attack.
Well, it's an area of effect.
Burning Hands is?
Yeah. So it automatically hits. He just has to make a reflex save to have damage.
Ah, okay. What's the spell level of Burning Hands? Because that's all it would go on.
It's a level 1 spell.
So he has to beat an 11. Which he does. So he only takes half.
So just roll 1d4 and
1.
One.
he still takes the damage.
Yeah.
So
But
Yes.
that's a.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's Corbin.
Okay. Corbin steps over in that
like-
direction.
and there you go.
Okay. And then the other attack. Bends his wrist. Out comes wand of cure light wounds and casts.
On Linka.
Yep, and you heal for where's the 8? 9 hit points.
S-
You're up to
29.
Stanton.
alright. If I move to this spot, would I still be able to cast something on Linka?
Yeah, because she's right there.
Alright. I move up there, and I use my special cleric-y slot to give her Align Weapon Law.
Align Weapon Law. Okay. So your weapon is magical now.
Which means it can overcome damage reduction. Hopefully.
So now
Is it just one of my swords, or?
I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the long swords because that's the one that you make your primary attack with.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do my short sword first. Sucked. Yeah, I got 11.
Get the bad rolls out of the way.
And then my long sword, which also sucks.
Alrighty.
Roll for both again. Short sword. Short sword, I got. Let's see, 23.
23 will hit him.
And then long sword
He might go down.
didn't do squat.
You want to switch that first attack to your longsword. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, you totally did that. You rolled for your longsword first.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that was my long sword.
So
That's what
roll
I
your
heard.
longsword damage.
That was my long sword. That I got 23 on, guys.
Totally. Yeah.
You always roll with your primary weapon first anyway. So
Okay, damage is 8 points of damage.
alrighty. So it slices through him.
Funny.
Woo! Even though his damage reduction is 10 except for magic, but you did magically endow her weapon to be aligned, so I'm counting that. Because they hate it when they go up against damage reduction creatures right now, since they don't have the weapons capable of fighting them.
Is the
Well,
bastard
he's,
sword a magic sword?
Since it's a +1, yes, but you
Okay.
just can't wield it properly yet.
Not yet.
He's chaotic, right?
He's actually lawful.
Oh.
Lawful, evil, large outsider. Well, at least, whatever. It's his turn now. Now he's going.
Now he's really gonna go after me, and I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna.
Well, now he's going to be mean since he's got people outside giving support.
I'm probably gonna die, guys. Bye.
Now he's going to ignore you, and in fact, you're going to get a chance to do an attack of opportunity on him
Okay.
because he's going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Is he going to channel negative energy?
No. He's casting a charm spell.
Oh, that's not good.
Target one living creature.
So go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah.
25.
That breaks his concentration.
Am I just doing it with the one sword, or am I doing it with both?
Just one.
Okay.
So yeah, 25 is going to hit him.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage to him. Awesome. Bring up the count. There we go. Now he's not starting to look so good. Charming hero, I regard you as a trusted
What's
friend and
your-
ally. Creatures being threatened or attacked by you or
29,
your allies
40.
receives +5
41.
to the saving throw.
Alright.
He is going to cast Charmed Person.
But what
Did
is
he make
getting
it
attacked?
Concentration.
Yeah. Concentration is. I used to know this. I don't.
It's like a DC impossible.
Not DC Impossible. Not DC Impossible at all.
Beep beep.
10 plus damage dealt plus spell level.
10 plus damage dealt plus the spell level. Awesome. Charm is a first level spell, so that's 11. How much was the damage?
So
2010?
21
Yeah.
concentration.
He doesn't add anything to it.
Damage
though,
was
he
10.
just has to.
Nope.
He would have to get some type of modifier to the roll, doesn't he? Or else how else would he beat something like a 21?
That's what makes the DC impossible.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Huh?
What am I doing?
He tried casting Charm Person, but Linka got attack of opportunity on him, which succeeded. Now we're trying to go through a concentration check to determine if he can actually cast the spell.
You roll a d20 and add your caster level and the ability score modifier used to determine spells.
You take damage, you must be.
So, the spell. So, d20 plus 1 since it's a first level spell, plus 9 since he has 9 hit dice. So he gets a 10 to the roll to beat a 21.
Oh.
He got a 17, so it fails.
Alright.
Still fails. Where did my pencil go?
So no charm, just he
Yay.
takes hits. Lucy and Theodora.
Oh, here it is.
Awesome, I was sitting on it. What can I do?
The fireball is still
Oh yeah,
on.
the fireball
Yeah.
is still on him.
Fire, thank you.
He got a 22 on his reflex save,
Okay, 5, 8,
which I would think mean he only takes half.
11 damage.
11.
So whatever half of that is. I actually do have guidance. I can cast that on someone.
Linka. She'll need it.
Either that or summon swarm. It doesn't really say that that wouldn't necessarily be magical. Okay, guidance.
So you get a +1 to any roll you want.
And Theo pulls out a wand of shocking grasp.
I'm allowing this. A wand of shocking grasp.
I
Wouldn't
don't.
be able to cast with it though.
Huh?
If you pulled it out, that would be because you've already cast.
Her
No,
companion.
Theodora. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
what
has
is
opposable
shocking grasp?
thumbs.
Where's shocking grasp?
S's.
S-H-S-E-S-I. Shocking grasp. Ah ha 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 ha. And that's a melee touch attack.
So his dexterity modifier plus his base attack bonus.
Okay, I don't know how to find his base attack bonus because it's shortened.
What?
You don't
What's
worry about
his
this, you
attack?
just make the roll.
What's his attack roll right now for his bite?
7.
What's his dexterity modifier?
His dexterity is 16.
Which would make it 3.
3.
What's
okay.
his strength?
14, so plus 2.
Which is 2. So his base attack bonus is actually 5. So 5 plus the 3 makes it a roll of 8.
Okay,
So
so plus 8.
yes, plus 8 to the guy's touch AC.
So I roll?
Yes.
Okay. 6 plus 8.
That's going to hit his touch AC.
Okay, so I hit. So 1d6 per caster level.
Which, since it's coming from a wand, it's whatever level Shocking Grasp is. And that's it. Whatever the spell level Shocking Grasp is.
1.
So he just gets a +1 to the attack roll.
Okay, so 1d6 is 2 damage.
I'm assuming Theo has moved over here with the wand, or...
Yes.
Because Shocking Grasp does require pressing the wand to him.
Okay. Yay!
Wait. Corbin. This thing is looking very pissed, by the way, since it's cornered and being beaten.
Corbin throws a bomb. It'll be the top right.
Alright.
And this is
I have a potion.
15 to touch.
That's going to hit him.
Alright. And does 7 damage.
Stanton.
Let's see. It's worked the past 2 times. Channel negative energy.
Alright, plus 12. It's 22.
Yep, that beats it. 2 points of damage. As in, overall.
Yeah. He's close. Linka.
I'm sorry.
Remember, you have guidance on you, too.
I know. Okay, longsword. Longsword got 27.
That's going to hit him. Even if he wasn't raging, it would still hit him.
Short sword.
You
Got,
got
got 19. Short sword got 19.
That's also going to hit him while he's still raging. If your longsword can get a 9 or higher damage.
Why did you say that?
Sorry.
Yeah, because longsword got 8.
He's down to a single hit point.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He got.
You
He
called
got,
it.
got 11.
You called it on the ending note of the song. I always love.
He
when
got
that
11.
happens. You caught it on the ending note of the song.
Yeah, and then just for shits and giggles. Yeah, for shits and giggles.
So for flair.
Yeah, the short sword got 5 points, which
So
would have gotten damage reduction. of
You
nothing.
run him through with the long sword. He bellows out like, "No, I was just afraid." Falls to the ground, and you're just like, with your short sword. But since he's an extraplanier creature, upon death, he immediately vanishes.
Yeah.
Nobody to loot.
Nobody.
Oh.
Well, he was an animal. He wouldn't have had anything on him anyway. Now that you are all out of the tense situation that was fighting, I think Theodora was the only one that went to that bottom area.
Yeah.
What's Theodora's base perception again?
Theodore's is 4. Lucy's is actually 11.
Oh well.
Okay.
Corbin steps in.
Careful. Cattail.
Let's see. Perception of 25.
You reveal a door. You know that there is a secret door here.
Steps down. See anything to open it?
You're just able to slide it open.
Okay.
And when you do so, there's a hidden alcove. Alcoves beyond were once used as store valuable supplies. Each alcove contains little more than dusty shells, although a bit of treasure still remains. Alright. So, let's see. Those are all the candles. if you all feel like picking the candles off all the pillars, by the way,
Theodora does.
They're each worth like 25 gold apiece, and there's over 30 of them.
Only.
Oh, Theodora is.
Actually, no,
filling
there's
the bag.
60 candles in all, each worth 25 gold apiece.
Oh man.
Because they use continual flame spell. They never go out.
I took a couple.
Single silver coffer sits on one side of the shelves in the alcove. The coffer itself is worth 100 gold, but inside you find first a handful of white sand, but if you search through it, you pull out a ring, which inscribed on it is Ring of Force Shield. So it's a ring that when you wear it, you pretty much get points in shield.
See, when you say a box that when you open it it's filled with sand, my first thought is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And when you activate the ring to get its effect for shield armor class bonus, it projects a 7-pointed star.
Huh.
Let's see. I think Force Shield's like 2 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus 2 shield AC.
So yeah, whoever feels like wearing that ring gets 2 points of shield armor crap without ever having to actually wear a shield. As everybody looks towards the fighter.
I'll wear it.
So go ahead and give yourself 2 points of armor class.
It still acts like a shield, so you can't like swing your other weapon through it. But it gives you no armor check penalty.
Okay then.
It's weightless.
So you would have to say you're activating it, and then you wouldn't be able
Okay.
to dual wield. Or dual swing, I should say.
Oh, okay.
You'd still be holding it, you just couldn't use your other weapon.
Oh well.
But hey, with that bastard sword, it should go.
I know. I can't wait till we level up after tonight.
Well, I know we're running short on time, so either continue exploring the dungeon or screw through the dungeon.
I'm all for screwing through the dungeon.
Screw through the dungeon.
Alright. So, just for kicks, let me grab somebody and move them to like the room up. That was the inside of the crypt, and there would have been specters to fight. Which, since we're wrapping things up, you guys fight them and kill them off. Hooray.
Yay!
You guys, since you have a rogue with high perception and a couple other people around, you end up finding secret doors
Cool.
that both directions lead to a pool. And inside the pool is a bronze and gold helmet sized for a giant. And when you're all standing there looking around, it eventually starts to move. And then legs and claws come out of it. A hermit crab decided to make this helmet home.
Cute.
I'm guessing the druid would have tried to charm it to leave you all alone.
To make it a friend.
The last druid I played with charmed it into helping them get all the treasure from under the pool so they didn't have to go into the water themselves. It was awesome.
But you want to try the charm?
So yeah, you charm a giant hermit crab, and this is what you end up getting out of it. Let's see. Search of the pool uncovers 3,500 silver pieces, 630 gold pieces,
Ow.
40 precious stones that are worth 10 gold apiece, and a jade amulet of natural armor +1. Wearing it gives you another point of armor class freely.
No!
Because when you wear it, it seems to toughen your natural skin a bit. So who wants to wear the amulet?
I would like the amulet.
Rogue's calling dibs. Any objections?
I would like it.
Uh-oh.
I would like it.
We got the fighter, the animal companion, and the rogue calling dibs for the amulet.
Rogue will pass.
Okay, so now it's down.
Lucy makes Theodora pass. You have to share.
So you get a point of armor class that you can have freely without the need of activation or sacrificing anything. Now, I should also mention that the helmet itself is worth 3,000 gold. The only thing is the hermit crab is using it for a home. And it's a helmet size for a giant.
So what are you doing to this hermit crab? Anything?
Put them in a bucket.
If the conditions here are good and like there's not going to be anything else invading this area.
Oh, he's made himself at home.
Okay, then she'll leave the hermit crab here, but may visit every now and then. And Lucy and Theodora have a long discussion about the helmet. About how, no, we're not taking the helmet away from the hermit crab.
Corbin looks disappointed.
Amongst Nala's observatory, you also happen to find a notebook. The notebook outline, I don't remember if I mentioned this last time or not, that's why I'm mentioning it now. The notebook outlines her plans to send armies of goblins into Sandpoint and burn the town to the ground to offer it to Lamatsu. But there is also written that she is hoping by burning all the townsfolk, it will fuel the rune well that lies in the catacombs beneath the town. The notes go on to detail how to cause sin spawns to manifest from the rune well. So she's pretty much stating, if blood from a person with a wrathful soul drips into the well, a sin spawn of wrath will crawl from it. And you all remember that the tiny demon you were fighting did that once. Claim that if someone were to overextend the rune well's stores, it would be deactivated. So, she is mentioning that the rune well has limits to the amount of times that can be used. Again, you remember that the demon only did it once in the entire fight. But when you left the catacombs, it still had a magical aura to it. She writes that she isn't sure how to reactivate it, and several times she stresses that the rune well shouldn't be used much until after Sandpoint is razed, and the deaths of hundreds of angry citizens and goblins have refilled it.
So our next step is to go and empty by killing sin spawn.
Yeah. One of the easier ways is to keep spawning sin spawn after sin spawn until it finally stops. You just need somebody with wrathful intentions to donate blood into it.
I have a solution.
Yeah.
There's some like civil engineers who worked in Sandpoint. Why don't we just get them to construct something that can funnel water out of the font? Stuff that you can't pour blood into a pool. It can't hold water.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, why don't we just drain the well? Or we could fill up the well with dirt.
I mean, if if you want to, if you're sure that it could be the water, I mean, yeah. I can't really say anything, but if that's your idea, okay.
I think the dirt idea would be more effective. Because it could just be the well.
That too.
But for right now, you have all finished off the Thristletop dungeon. Because after you grab all the treasure from the hermit crab, there's nothing else left there to grab.
Pickles.
And the pickles.
We're gonna go eat some pickles.
So you all return to town, I guess.
Yep.
When you return to town, the sheriff is there waiting for you, and he comes up and says, "Shay has told me everything that you've all annihilated the Thristletop goblins."
Annihilated is such a strong word, and that's why we use it.
What else happened up there?
Don't worry about it.
We've had Shay come back with a report to the mayor. If you want further details, I'd suggest asking her.
Well, so the threat to the town is no more, I guess.
Correct.
From what
At
we
least
can see.
from Thristletop.
What do you mean?
This is a big town. There's always going to be some form of threat against it.
No. That's what we're all here for. Who's your new friend?
Corbin, I'm a favorite diplomat of the Decemberates.
One of those society members. Well then, welcome to Sandpoint.
Thank you.
Now, if you excuse me, we're going to have that pseudo fellow transferred to Magmar. He's going to go back with all the Magmar guards since they're no longer needed. So, you're all big dang heroes now.
Weren't we big dang heroes before?
Now you're all really big dang heroes.
Yay!
Especially in your own mind since you went through all of that.
Yeah.
A little bit of exposition for Chapter 1. First of all, Linka, you're promoted to... I'm not going to bother making up ranks in this fantasy world. So you're promoted to Sergeant.
Woo!
That comes with a nice pay raise.
Woo! Because I was paid dirt before.
That comes with a pay raise. That comes with being able to get your own home owned by the city instead of living in the barracks.
Yeah!
I'll go over pay raises and whatnot the next week we meet, because I think I'm going to make it like a couple months between the end of this chapter and the start of the second. Stanton, yeah, you're still as popular as ever in your church.
Yay!
Especially with the ladies.
Because I look so dang cute. Behind my golden mask.
Lyra,
It's the mysterious type.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Lyra, having nowhere else to go, is so far taking up shack in the Rusty Dragon Inn. Any exposition you want to go through about her, or how you deal with her, or how any of you deal with her?
I mean, I'm hoping that maybe we couldn't fix Nala. She was far too gone. Hopefully with Laya we can show her a bit more of a gentler path. Show her, hey, you're an awesome person. You don't need the Pathfinder Society to show you that. So,
Actually,
Uh-oh.
you.
Uh-oh.
And you said you weren't an assassin.
nobody said anything about an assassin.
I believe I said something about an assassin.
Well, yes, you did.
Alright,
That's true.
so how does Corbin treat the fact that a initiate that was kicked out for murdering two other initiates is in town?
Corbin goes to the authorities and insists that she be turned over to the Pathfinder Society.
And how does Stanton handle that?
Shut the fuck up. The Pathfinder Society has no official office and has no official recognition here in Sandpoint.
The Decemvirate reach is long and stretches quite far. Her crimes must be atoned for. What that atonement will be is to be determined by those above me. But as a member
In this
of
town,
Pathfinder
I'm
Society,
above you. I'm the one who determines her sentencing. Not the Decemvirate, not the Pathfinder Society, and not their lackey.
Oh boy. This is getting good.
I just eat popcorn.
So, is that
Lucy is very uncomfortable with this.
as long as she is brought to justice, truly and fairly, where it happens does not matter.
That's not a very committal answer.
Wait, who is this?
The wizard.
the wizard chick?
Oh, okay.
That we convinced to leave.
So this may be something that
Needs to be played out.
that could
Character
be,
development.
that could be played out either in person next week, or I could start a Facebook chat between myself, and pretty much everybody on the group page.
Because of course this conversation is happening at the Rusty Dragon Inn when we're like, yay, we defeated things, let's go for beer.
I mean, we don't have to start next week. We don't have to sit right down and start right off at chapter 2. We can take care of something like that still happening as well, unless you two have a way of finishing it off right here and now.
She is going to stay in the custody of the Church of Abadar, specifically the Sandpoint
And she can pay off her duties there.
establishment. She is going to stay at the shelter, and her term of service will be to provide services to church and works of public good.
I will send a message along with the medallion to be passed on to my superiors.
And send me that message through Facebook, and they shall reply.
Okay.
Your cooperation with the town of Sandpoint is appreciated.
Seeing you willing to stick your neck out against the society and help her, she decides to remain in town instead of fleeing for her life the first chance she gets.
You're moving the whole couch.
So she stays in town, and she's become very trusted of you. But she's still very kept to herself and very quick to anger.
Gotcha.
Can I see that?
The Runelords one?
Yes.
Alright. Kept to herself and very quick to anger. Lucy,
Yes?
your church also starts to receive more followers, especially when you start spreading around stories that Gaia stole the powers away from a goblin. You brought back the fire-pelt cougar. You can't have 2 animal companions, but if you want, you effectively have a pet in town.
Okay,
He just can't go along with you and fight with you.
that's okay.
As for what do you guys do with the war horse, by the way? When everything's calmed down and you're traveling
I want to
back
keep it.
Well, we have a lot of treasure, and we only have 1 longboat and 1 horse. So
Let me also mention that since things have calmed down and you're finally being able to look over everything, the armor that this horse is wearing does have an inscription of a merchant traveling company on it.
So it does belong to someone?
Yes.
We take off the armor.
No. You're an officer of the law. You should...
So, Theodora and Blanca are taking off the arbor.
Do we at least have the name of the company?
And a lemon chip.
Do we at least have the
Yeah,
name
neutral.
of the merchant company?
It's the Magnamar Trading Company.
All right.
Not official government, just that's what they decided to call themselves.
So
So I take off the
I-
armor
I
Yeah.
write them.
and I put it in the fire.
I write them a letter and say, I believe we
Oh, there's-
have I believe we have a horse that is.
Oh, there's actually a
belongs to our
couple of them
company.
in town.
Oh, so it has like an outpost in Sandpoint.
Actually, while you were in the Rusty Dragon, Emil points out that there was a pair of traveling merchants who came running into town while you all were gone, saying they were attacked on. Well, actually, not while you're. This was a while ago, saying that they were attacked and they've been stranded in Sandpoint ever since.
Oh, we got your pony.
I make sure that the horse is well rested and fully healed before they go and do anything.
They take the pony and they provide you with a small coin purse of 50 silver for the trouble.
I'm gonna go buy me a horse. I want a horse.
So yeah, you got the pet, you got more followers.
Okay.
There are dream sequences that the four of you are going to have, especially you and especially Stanton,
Oh.
in a second. Corbin's exposition. You're already sending a letter out. You're going to get a reply. You're pretty much new in town. Amelia says that since you're all friends with them, you also have free stay at the inn. Anything else you wish to add?
Check something real quick.
And then once that's all done, we'll get to experience points so you all can level up and know how much experience you'll have left over from leveling up.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering.
Yeah, I stopped recording before handing out experience.
Okay.
We're still doing stuff pertaining
We've
to
been doing this like 10 weeks in a row.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Because I'm
So-
stupid.
Okay. Being
You said it, not me.
unsettled by what they found in the diary, Corbin decides to stay in town and see what develops.
Awesome.
He has no current mission from the Decemvirate. He decides to set up potion shop.
Alright.
However, there is already one in town. Bottled Solutions. Number 17.
Yeah, Wild Solutions. Let's see. Ran by a Nisk Tander, a neutral good male half-elf alchemist / expert. More of a gifted potion maker than he really is.
So it's just going to be like There Will Be Blood, but with potions?
So do you wish to offer your services to him or try to buy him out?
Try to buy him out.
I built a straw that goes all the way over to your milkshake. You know what I do then? I drink your milkshake.
In the 2 months' time that will pass, you'll first start working with him. Then instead of buying him out, he's going to retire and give the shop to you.
Cool.
So when we open after the 2 month skip, you'll be owning the Bottled Solutions.
Okay.
And probably have an apprentice or two to run it while you're out advancing.
Yes, one apprentice to run.
Yes.
Lucy is going to see about, I don't know, training someone or bringing someone in to kind of who might be a little bit more personable with the crowds, and because they're starting to be a lot of people, and She's far less comfortable with people than she is with animals. And yeah.
Yeah, I've lots of druids applying.
So, first night, all four of you share a similar dream that you'll all realize happened if any of you decide to share it the next morning or keep it to yourself. But the four of you end up dreaming that you are alone on a hilltop overlooking the village of Sandpoint.
Are we alone together or alone
By
separately?
Separately.
Okay.
Overlooking Sandpoint, practically razed to the ground. In fact, the whole area around it seems to be pretty much decimated, as if a large war broke out of some kind. Each of you see a personified image of, I forget what the goddess of, the main goddess of Sandpoint. I think it's like Delma or something. Delphine, the butterfly goddess, the one that the whole festival was for.
Yeah.
She appears to you as a young human girl, standing right next to you, and she says, You may have stopped one instance, but something has awakened. Something ancient, something powerful. I do not know when they will strike, but you have to be ready. And then you wake up. Do any of you share that with each other?
Theodora shares it with everyone because she's really excited about this. Chaos and fire and destruction!
I told Theodora that I had the same dream.
Awesome.
Corbin looks uncomfortable.
Stanton, the next night you began having recurring nightmares about your interrogation of Pseudo and your interrogation of the crazed goblin you found in the house. Only instead of it being pure memories, it just seems to go even more south than it did originally. You appear to be more angered, more driven, to the point where sometimes in the nightmares you just flat out rip the goblin's heart out of its chest.
Yeah. Wow.
America!
Fuck yeah.
Every time you wake up, you feel as if something is affecting you. You just cannot figure out what. You just have this lingering sensation that there's just something not right about your mood. And the nightmares are not purely natural.
I write a letter to my abbot, my mentor back in Magnamar about my condition.
I will have to write back to you on that.
Condition? They're dreams, not conditions.
Lucy,
You could have pretty fucked up dreams.
you begin dreaming that you're in a vast forest.
Okay.
You feel very at peace, very calm, and then you happen to see, because it's a forest, I know I'm being stereotypical, you see what appears to be an elven maiden sitting amongst a field of flowers humming to herself.
Okay.
And when you go towards her, she turns to you and smiles and says, You brought me the spark of life. Now I can repay you. Normally, a person such as yourself can do this just because they can. But I am here now. I am amongst the gods. So now, you can do it just because I say you can. You begin to feel as if you are flying through the air as a hawk, or running through the forest as an elk. You wake up with the notion that you know how the wild shape now into medium and small-sized creatures.
Okay. Can we say that at one point I wake up like as a rat somewhere?
Sure.
and not like I know it came from that, but it's like, how did this happen?
So you now know the full range of your 4th level druid abilities. And unless there's anything else anybody wants to add, we will all say our goodbyes, close up, and I shall hand out experience points so you all know you can level up and have experience left over. Anything at all.
Baba booey, Howard Stern's penis. Baba booey,
Also, there is now a butterfly penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's clearly just a butterfly drawing on mine.
It's too tough.
Alright, everyone say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
And we'll see you next week.